Hi my loves, how's it going? How you guys doing? Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've seen me before. I need to seriously sit down and do an update for a lot of projects, project plans, new stuff that I want to do, just all of that sort of stuff. That is what today is for. So you'll see a lot of videos that have me sat down exactly like this, same makeup, same hair, everything, just to get some of these done. For today, I will be doing an update on my 50 Shades of Black. This will be the last update before I do the finale. Because I don't really keep up to date with this project that much. Another reason is that I try to figure out like a YouTube schedule for next year or well 2026, and it's not gonna fit. And I don't really want to do more than one video per week because I don't have the time to necessarily do that if I am gonna do things like TikTok and Instagram as well. It's just gonna be too much for me to handle right now, along with everything else that I need to do. So for that reason, this will be the last actual update before I do the finale. So it's gonna be like a 50-50 that you're gonna see half the products empties today, other half will be in the finale. So let's just get right into the actual update. I use up this Nature Spell Rosemary oil. I'm really glad I did. I can't sit here and really give you an actual proper review of this product because I didn't use this on a regular basis. I would use this as and when I remembered and when I could be bothered to do this, because whenever I did use this, I had to make sure that I did it on a day where I could wash it out a couple hours later. So it would have to be a day, maybe like sometimes when I was cleaning, but then sometimes my room would take me forever, like hours to clean. So it just turned out that it wasn't working so well with all of that sort of stuff. I did use it up though. One thing I don't like is it doesn't have a pump, so the product, the actual like bottle, it does get like greasy and oily, and I hate that. And even now touching it, it's making me feel really disgusting. But can't do anything about that. I'm just glad that this is done and I get to get rid of it. I think I would like to try other hair oils that work for like regrowth and stuff like this. I don't necessarily like think that I see a difference with this at all. Like, I mean, since I've stopped using this, I feel like I've had more hair growth. So I don't really know what that is about, but I guess it is what it is. I just wasn't consistent, so I couldn't give you a review in that sense. I know that with when you do hair oiling, you will lose a lot of actual hair on the day that you've oiled it, which makes a lot of sense. However, I just feel like I used to lose way too much hair, and it kind of like scared me from hair oiling. And also this was quite old by the time I finished using this. I know that hair oils don't necessarily expire at the same rate that perhaps other cosmetics would do, but I feel like there's other products instead that I want to try. I also use up these two products from First Aid Beauty. This is the KP Smoothing Body Lotion. I actually really like this. And then the Bump Eraser Body Scrub. This was also really, really good. I mean, I really like both of these products. I hope you can kind of like see that. They're both really, really good. My only issue is that this brand is quite expensive. So if you have the finances to purchase these, I would say definitely do, because it's actually really, really good. I did think it was perfect in terms of it helps do exactly what it is laid out that it will do, which is to help with your KP. As I was using this and the lotion, I did see a noticeable difference, especially on my legs. I didn't really notice it as much on my upper arms as I did on my legs, but especially there, like I did notice there's like certain patches now that are completely KP free, which is shocking because I didn't think that would ever happen. My only concern is though, like for the amount that this product is worth, I couldn't justify it because I have a larger body. So naturally, I'd have to use a lot more of the scrub, and it will mean that for like, in terms of like money versus product, I don't know if that is necessarily worth it for me in this current stage right now. I have briefly mentioned I am in debt, like I was almost clear out of it, but now unfortunately I'm back into it. So over like 2026, at least almost most of it, I'm not going to be able to just like use disposable income to justify a product like this. Maybe on Black Friday when it's on sale, but I can figure that out closer to the time. If you are somebody who's looking for a good scrub for KP, I would recommend this. I did think it was really good, and I do think it's worth it. But see if you can get this in a set, because usually that works out a lot cheaper. And sometimes it's a set. Obviously, the value is cheaper, but they also will still be some sales at some point, because I know they tend to have obviously from Black Friday, before Black Friday, over Black Friday, then Christmas, Boxing Day, but then even over the New Year, and then there's always those sales like during the year anyway too. So yeah, like if you are looking for something, this is really good, and I would really recommend it. And also this body lotion, I really like this too. It just absorbed so beautifully into the skin. Like it was it wasn't watery, but it was a very lightweight product, and it was just slightly thicker than a watery esque sort of cream. This absorbed very fast into my screen, into my skin. I also didn't think that I did feel like my skin was hydrated after this. Like it didn't leave me feeling dry after a couple of hours, anything like that. And I would say like this did work really well. And it just felt really like nice on the skin. My skin felt really soft as well. So I really like this. Again, like at the moment I don't need anything else just yet. But if I can, I would definitely purchase one, and probably like next year, Black Friday, Christmas sales, I might buy like a set if I can get a hold of it. But really like these two actually. I also use up this cleansing oil, and I think the brand is Rice Water Bright, and I could be completely wrong. I got this from ByMehshake. I have a 10% code. It's just Adila10. It's in my like description, but I'll also add it on the screen somewhere. This was not a bad product. I didn't completely hate it, but I do feel like with cleansing oils, I can't really use that along if I want to clean off makeup, because I don't feel like they really do a good job at all. They do a decent job of taking off some of the foundation, but I just don't feel like it takes it off properly for me, especially because I do wear like a layer of like foundation, but then I would need to use a decent amount of like powder to make sure that my skin doesn't like completely like get like so oily. So I just don't feel like it's worth it. But on the days where I just use sunscreen, this is absolutely perfect, and it is a nice way to remove that sunscreen off your face. So if you are wanting to get a face oil just for that, this isn't too bad. But I do feel like there's others that work better. Like I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh my god, like I really think you should try that. I don't really think so. I don't think this is the best product out there in terms of cleansing oils, even just amongst the Asian like skincare, like Korean or Japanese skincare, even Chinese actually. But yeah, I thought this was an okay product. I wouldn't really buy this one again. I know there's other uh facial cleansing oils that I would like to try instead. There's, I think, one from Haru Haru. I actually really like the brand. I think they have some amazing products. So if I ever do buy a face oil, I'll probably try it from another company, but this just wasn't really it for me. Like I feel like this is more of a faff than me actually using this product, but I'm just glad it's done. I have actually marked as well where I am. So this was the update before last. This was the last update, and by that time I had like a tiny amount left. I just never got around to actually finishing it, but now it's finally done. The bottle looks so nasty. It's been taking up real estate for like months at this point, so I'm just glad that I can finally recycle this. Speaking of cleansing stuff, I use up this Beauty Bay Camel and Oat Lipid Cleansing Balm. This isn't a bad balm at all, and I have used so many of this, like it's completely gone. I think this would make about 9 of these that I've used over the last several years, and I think I discovered this back in 2022, I want to say. In 2024, I ended up buying so many of these, and then this lasted me for so long, and then I got to the point where I wasn't really taking care of my skin at all. So I had this that I was only able to use up in 2025. So I had some of these for well over like a year and a half, but I'm really glad I was finally able to be done with this. Staying on theme with the cleansing products, I used up this Glow Recipe Blueberry Bounce Gentle Cleanser. I love this cleanser ever since I've discovered it years ago. I have been using this all the time, and I'm trying to keep this on hand all the time just because I just don't know when I'm going to ever like irritate my skin. And I learned hard lessons a couple years ago, so I don't want to ever like risk that again. But I do feel like even now I can struggle with using like stronger products. Before my skin wasn't really like that, but like I feel like now it is, and I don't know if that's just because the products I'm using are either too harsh for my skin, like they're completely too harsh and it's just not going to work, or it's a case of I'm using the products wrong, because it could just be a user error. Um, but it is what it is. I love this product. I know that Glow Recipe is kind of like expensive and it is on the higher price range wise, but I try to pick up one of these whenever I can. So if there's a sale, or if I can get like a set, so that it kind of just gives me a slight more value for what I'm getting. I really love this. I would love to get PR from Glow Recipe because I thought that would be really cute, and I do love that all of the products do have like colorful packaging to an extent. Like they're all very like pastely, but some of them I guess a little bit brighter. But this generally is one of the best gentle cleansers that I have used. I have used some in the past. For a gentle cleanser, they would completely strip my skin, which of oils, and I'm an oily person. So if a gentle cleanser strips me completely, where I'm no longer oily and I'm now struggling with dry skin and my skin is feeling elasticy, that's bizarre. And I think they have like 2 gentle cleansers, but of the 2, I only like this one. This one has got to be the best I've used. I would recommend this. I also really like this, and I will purchase this one again when I can. Not right now because I have a couple other cleansers I need to get through, but when I can and when I do have the budget for it, I will definitely buy this one again. I used up a hair oil. I should have done this when I talked about the other hair oil, but this one's from Shumura. This is the Nourishing Protective Oil. I love this so much. I didn't realize that this is quite an expensive brand. It's about 60 or 50 pounds for like 100 ml, which isn't that bad if you can get it on sale, but it's still quite pricey and it's quite up there. But I did feel like this product worked really nice in terms of it's lightweight product. It smells really good, but it also makes my hair feel very, very soft. And it made my hair, at the moment, it's no longer bleached. I mean, there's a like very like few bits of pink that's left because I just chopped what I could off myself because why not? But when I actually had like more of my bleached hair, this did a really good job in making my hair feel very soft, even though it was like bleached and damaged. Like I feel like this did a really good job of actually protecting it and nourishing it, like it says. And for that reason, I will definitely be buying this one again in the future, just not right now because I have so many other like leave-in oils that I don't need to go out and buy this, especially not for the next, I feel like 2 or 3 years. Like I have so many, and my brother recently gave me one as well. So I need to figure out how I need to use that one because I don't know if it's like a pre-wash or an after wash sort of oil. But I have so many hair oils that I don't need to justify buying another one just yet, even though I really like this product and I would buy this one again, like hands down. I could honestly just donate the rest of my collection and buy this one again. Like that's how much I actually really enjoy this. But I'm not going to do that because that doesn't really make sense. Another hair type of product is this Grow Gorgeous Intense Hair Density Serum. This I used up recently. This is just what the actual bottle looks like. And I can't lie, I do actually think this product worked. It did something for my hair because my hair does feel a little bit more denser since I have been using this. Would I necessarily go out and buy this one again? I'm not really sure because I feel like this is slightly on the more expensive side. But two, I have other serums I need to get through first before I can even think about doing that. This was a good product in terms of you can just put in a couple of drops in your hair. Oh my gosh. And just kind of like move on with your day and it's not gonna like you don't need to wash it out. So I do always appreciate products like that. However, I did feel that sometimes when I was using this, I mean they do say you can use up to like I think 20 drops directly onto your scalp. Sometimes I did feel like when I did this and I used to put it all over my scalp, not just in one like location, it did mean that my hair just kind of like had this like wet look about it. And that was a bit annoying to sort of have to deal with. So that's the only downside of this, I would say. But I do feel like since I use this, I feel like my hair did get slightly like thicker. Like as in I feel like there has been a difference when I have used this product. So I mean I would like to probably try this one again and actually like try it out properly. But my only issue is I just have a difficult time committing to things. I don't know if I could necessarily do that properly for you guys. But I did actually like this. So there is a chance I'd repurchase this one again. I just don't know when and not for any time soon because I have so many other products I need to get through. My inventories are due soon. I'm currently recording at the end like of 2025. So like over the next couple of days I'll try to do all my inventories and then you guys will start seeing them slowly throughout the month, like the first couple of months of 2026. But I actually really like this product and potentially I can repurchase one again. This product I initially got as like a brow lamination product. It's a brow and lash lamination from the company called 17. This is just like another, I think like a number seven product, even though well technically Boots because Boots does number seven and also 17. But this didn't really do anything for my brows or my lashes. So for that reason, what I did was instead I would just use this for like flyaways that I have. Like you see all of this stuff here, I would literally just whatever I had in here, I would get it and just like brush it out like this. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually had a lot of fun doing this and it works so much better like this. But I've come to the point where I've completely used it up. There's like little bits left at the bottom, but that's like next to impossible to get out. So because I pretty much used what I can, and even if I put this mascara like this upside down, try to get out, it doesn't come out because it gets stuck where the stopper is, and I don't want to take the stopper out because sometimes when you do that the products get really messy and sometimes stoppers don't come out too, and I don't want to bother going through that whole like spiel of things. So yeah, I'm gonna call this an MT. I could potentially buy this one again just for the fact that it kept my flyaways in a good place and it was just really good for that particular reason. But as like a brow and lash product, this did nothing. Like it did absolutely nothing for me. An actual like makeup item I used up like completely is this NARS foundation, is the NARS concealer. So this is a mini. I got this in 2024 when my cousin did his nikah because this is one of the top concealers I like and I think it works really well for me. But it got to the point that because it is a mini product, it did sort of dry out, and I'm just glad I was able to use it up when I did. I managed to scrape out whatever I could of the product, but it got to the point where because so much, well, okay, not so much, but because there was a lot of product that had like dried on the insides, um I decided to just call it empty when I could. And I used up every last bit that I could of this too. Would I buy this again? Absolutely. I've already like done a repurchase during Black Friday because the one I'm using right now, I'm actually almost done with that too. It will take me a couple more months, but then it will be an empty. But this is one of my top tier like go-to concealers that are high end. I really like this. Will definitely buy this one again. But I try to avoid minis where I can, especially if I know it's a product that I'm gonna get use out of. Like because it is a concealer, like realistically, I am gonna use it up when I can. So I would end up buying a full size of this, and I already have, but in the future too. I want to also just talk about two products I decided to declare. So this L'Oreal Elvive Glycolic Gloss Leave-In Serum, I feel like is useless. It's a very like iffy product. I don't really think it does what it said it's gonna do, or at least I don't feel like it does anything for me. I've used this. I've used the one I use in the shower, and I don't feel like they did anything for me. Like my natural hair is generally like it can be quite shiny anyway, and alhamdulillah, I should really say. But I just feel like this product is very gimmicky for what it is. This product, unfortunately, I had to declutter because it's expired, and I didn't realize I had it for so long. But this is from Sun by Me, and it's the Intense Retinol. This says on here when it expires, and I think it was in November of 2025, but I think I stopped using it around that period anyway, like just a little bit before. I only got like a couple uses out of this, but I actually like this product a lot because it didn't feel, obviously I know that retinol is supposed to be intense, it is an active product, but this one, it didn't make my skin feel irritated. My skin still felt very hydrated and soft and plump. And I could see a difference. So at the moment, I've got another retinol in here that I'm trying to use, but once I'm done with my retinol and other active products, I will do another Yes I'll order, and I'll pick this one up again because I actually really liked the way that this worked on my skin. But it was just a shame that by the time I actually got around to using it, it had expired. But it is what it is. What can I do? And unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to bin this product for now. I want to talk about these three products. So these are all products I've met my goal on. The goal was just to use these all 10 times, and I've used them all 10 times. I don't remember what I said to like my goal was last time. Not my goal, but how many uses I did in the last update. So I'll add it on the screen. One of the first items, I mean, this was the one I got the quickest use out of. This is the Into the Pink Extra Dimension Blush from MAC. This is just what the product looks like. And you can see there's like notable, like I have tried to use this. The problem is this is so tightly packed in here, and I feel like that's the case with all like MAC products, especially like the blushes and stuff like this, that it's gonna take me years and years and years and years of usage before I can see a very visible dent. And I don't use this all the time, but it is a nice product to use every now and again. It is a very sort of like it's a glowy product, but it's more, it's got a lot of shimmer in it here. It's not for everyone, and I know that people like don't. Sometimes people like a matte blush. Some people do like to have like a sparkly, glittery, highlighted, like glowy sort of blush. And if you are that person that likes that sort of stuff, this is really nice. I know like Rare Beauty released something similar to this, but I feel like a lot of the products just didn't really work that well for what they tried. But this I feel like does actually leave like a tint of blush on my cheeks. It'll be very similar to what this is, but it'll just be more like glowy than what my cheeks currently look like. But it's more like it's gonna have like a highlighted look to it. This would also work as a good blush topper. So I would keep that in mind. If you are of deeper skin tone, this would probably work better as like, you can even use it as a highlighter to be fair if you're on the much more deeper side, but you can use it as a really good blush topper. So you'd use another blush and put this on top and it would look really lovely. I actually did enjoy using this. I did consider picking up another one, but I want to have so many blushes, but two, this is gonna last me like fucking decades at this point. Do I realistically need another one? Absolutely not. And this I got secondhand already. So, and I've had this for a couple of years. So I every couple of years I'd get like a couple of uses, but still like you can see that it barely looks like I've dented this product at all. But I do like this, and I'm gonna keep this because it is actually a really fun product. The other two products I met my goal in are both Huda Beauty products. So this is the matte mini lipstick in the shade Muse, and this is the lip strobe, which is basically a gloss in the shade Angelic, and both needed again 10 uses. I'll add the use numbers on like here from what it was last time. This was one that I met the goal on first because it was just easier to use a matte lipstick than sometimes a gloss. I do like this, and I feel like I've actually made a lot of progress on this in the 10 uses, 10 plus uses that I did, because there is actually like a window in here, and because there's a window, I'm tempted to now pan it for 2026 at some point, but I do want to take a break from this product for a couple of months before I do that, because I don't typically go in with a pink color like this much often. It looks like that. I've just watched it there. It is lovely, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I'd have to use this with very specific products, and I can't use it with all the things that I want to use. I have one product in mind that this would work really well with, that I'm going to roll into a project pan, which you guys will see hopefully either before or after this video. But I think this would work really, really well with that. And I think what I will do is, once I've gotten some products used up, I will roll this in to use, because there's a window, there's a chance I might be able to use this product, and it's a mini, so it's easy to get through always. So let's see, but there's a chance I might pan this next year. Same thing with the gloss. Actually, I did feel like there's a difference here. So when I sort of like see the product, it's sort of mainly like down here, but yeah, it's mainly about down here. So I have made a good chunk of update on this. Again, I feel like I can get this product used up and gone. This is something I've had for a good couple of years. It was gifted to me by somebody for my birthday like a long time ago. I think it was back in 2022, I want to say. So this product is slightly on the older side. I've had this for some time, so it would be nice to actually like just use this up too. But I feel like this is something I can do. I can try and aim for next year, like, or 2026 actually, like, but just I've taken a bit of a break from it, and it is a very lovely product. I don't know why she discontinued these, because this was actually really nice. I hope she brings back some of her OG stuff, because that'd be kind of cool, but we'll see. But I did actually really enjoy this, and I can see myself completely using this up for 2026. Now that's all the products I've actually used up or like met my goals on. The rest of the products here are going to be products I'm still currently using, and let's get into that, shall we? So to make it easier, the first thing is going to be this makeup pencil. So this is from Diego Dalla Palma. It's the one I'm wearing today in my eyes, and I really like this pencil. The goal was initially to use this up by April, but I don't think I'm going to be able to meet that goal, which I'm okay with, because this is what this pencil is looking like now. This is definitely a lot smaller than when I first sort of rolled this into the project pan, and I do have my notebook here to the side, which I've actually been using to track like how much I have used, and I've done like decent progress on here. If I can now find it, I got it. So here is the actual, like, it's the last one here. So when I first rolled this product in, it was this big, but as you can see, like, I've made steady progress every time, and now I'm like here. So that there is like a big jump here, but there is still at least steady progress. And I think for me, it's always important that I can at least see some form of progress. And because I can see in here, like, I'm more than happy with that. I don't use this product all the time. Like, as much as I do love it, I do use other products, and I do also love like a colourful eye, like waterline too. But this has got to be one of the best black eye pencils I've used. It lasts for a long time in my very sensitive watery eyes. If I ever need to top up, it might be just once an event, which is better than before, because with some of the others that I've used, I have to top up like constantly, or like the product will completely disappear. But at least with this one, you can still see it for a period of time, and I really like this, and it doesn't irritate my eyes. And I've had this for some time, and it's still going strong. But yeah, I really like this, and I would recommend this as a potential eye pencil. To make it easier, I'm just going to talk about the one product that I was supposed to use. I don't think I'm actually going to get around to by the end of the project, and this is E45 lotion, and that is purely because the lotion I'm currently using, I feel like it's going to take me well over 6 months to use up, and I've already been using it up for several months at this point. So I'm still going to leave this in the project. It will just be in back stock, potentially something I can use up. I don't know if that's going to happen, if I'm even going to get around to that, but this is a product that I don't think I'll be able to meet my goal in, and I'm okay with that, because at least as long as I can meet the goal on the majority of the rest of products, that is okay. But yeah, I thought I'll just like quickly talk about this product. The reason I kind of mentioned that is because I'm actually using this CeraVe salicylic acid smoothing cream, and this is a giant tub. This is where I am now. You can kind of see that in here. There is so much in here, and the tub is actually massive. I generally feel like I'm gonna have a hard time using this up by the end of April, and I don't think I'll be able to use it up by April, because I use a little, and a little goes a long way. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but I'll see. What I might try and do is, because this is literally like, it's massive, like, because of how much is literally in here, I don't know if it's worth me stopping using this one and trying to use up the E45, because then that will be a case of only got this one left, but at least that one's done. So there's only like one product left in this entire like project pan. Or if I, because I've already made progress on this, should I just continue to use this up I don't know, but let me know what you guys think. Along with the Cerave body lotion, I use this Boots foot cream. This is the deep moisturizing foot cream from Boots, which I disagree with. I don't feel like it is that, and I also don't really recommend this. I had one I used up already in this project pan, but then I decluttered another product, so I just replaced that product with this one. So I had quite a few of these. This is now my last one, and I'm so grateful for the fact that this is my last one because I'm so sick of these. I'm actually so sick of these. This is where I am at now. This is all I have left from here. And it was a pretty full like tub or like a jar of like lotion. So I'm really happy with that. It will still take me a couple of months to use. So by April it will definitely be done. But I've just got like a third or a quarter, or probably like a third of this left. And I can't wait to finally be done with this. Not my brother having a choking fit. But a product that I've been using and I've been really loving, but it's taken me a long time to use, is this Beauty of Jazan Red Bean Refreshing Pore Mask. And this actually is a really good product. It just took me a very long time to get to that point of actually starting to use this. But since I've started to use this, I actually really love it. And you can see like I've used a good amount of this product. So I don't think I'll have that many uses left of this. And I can use it up in the next like 2-ish sort of months. I love this, and I will definitely be buying this one again and again and again. I have a lot of blackheads on my nose, and on my cheeks I do sometimes have like larger pores. And as you know, like with larger pores, you can sort of like, they do obviously get filled up with sebaceous filaments and whatever else there is. But this does a really nice job of getting rid of some of that gunk and like some of that, and it just makes my skin look so incredibly soft. But it does actually help improve how many blackheads I have on my nose. And I really like this product. It's a really, really good product. And I try to use this whenever I can, especially before showering, just because it's an easy way to sort of like have this on and then get like, one, actually be able to mask, but then two, also because I'm gonna get in the shower, it's just easy to sort of wash off. I love this. I'm definitely gonna be buying this one time and time again. This has got to be one of my favorite masks that I have used in a long time, and this will definitely be a memorable product as well. And if you are looking for something that works really well in terms of minimizing or like just like reducing the appearance, I suppose, of how many like blackheads you might have, and just like having like cleaner pores. I guess that's like a bad way of kind of explaining it, but I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. This is a really good mask, and I would highly recommend this. This is the actual retinol serum I'm currently using. This is from Medicate, and I do actually love the products, but I have a feeling this is also expired. That's probably why this might be irritating my skin a little bit. My skin doesn't really feel irritated. It's just that in some places, like here, it will just appear like a lot drier. I do love a good retinol product. It does help with making the skin appear, I guess, more youthful, but just like getting rid of some of like the scarring that I have, which is like the main reason I've been using a retinol product. I will definitely see if I can repurchase another retinol type of product. I have made some progress. I mean, you can't see this because the bottle is so dark, and then it's like lines that are already kind of deep. But this is where I am now. So I still have a long way to go in terms of actually being able to use up this product. And I sometimes do forget to just use this, which sucks. So I just need to get better at using these types of products so I can actually properly see a difference in my skin. I have sort of been struggling to use this Athene Silcafate cream. I feel like I break out when I use this, and I don't know if this is because this product is from 2023 and I've been using it very slowly, because I don't remember. I mean, I'm really bad in terms of like memory. I generally feel like I suffer from memory loss and brain fog and all that sort of stuff. So I do have a hard time remembering like when I used up a product in the past how it worked for me. But it does make my skin feel hydrated, don't get me wrong. But I do feel like I also break out. And I don't know if it's because I'm breaking out because of other products, or because I won't just use this one alone, or if it is. So I'm having a hard time figuring it out. But I have made progress on this product regardless. So this is kind of where I am now. I have made like steady progress all along this, as you can see. But I'm at the halfway-ish kind of point, and I do need to use this more because it's now like December when I'm filming this. We've not had like as cold of a weather as we typically do. It's been fairly warm, like December actually. On Christmas Day, it's been cold. Like day before, like Christmas Eve was really cold. Christmas has been really cold as well. But I feel like maybe January, February, they're typically the months that are really cold. So most likely that this I'll get a lot more use out of in January, February time. But it would be nice if I can use this up because this is now getting old, and I don't really want this product anymore, because I typically don't like to have products more than 2 years old, especially when it comes to like skincare and hair care. Like I want that out. So we'll see how much I can use by the finale. Lastly, for like body type of products, is this hand cream from Rituals. This is the Ritual Jing Instant Care Hand Lotion, and I forget to use this all the time. But what I've done is I've kept this on my work desk, so I do get slightly more use out of this product than keeping this in my room, because this was on my bedside table and I never used it. But since it's been on my work desk, I've actually used it like a good couple of times, and you can kind of see, because it's like thinned out a little bit from here, you can't really see much of a difference otherwise. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this by the finale. We'll see. I mean, it is potentially possible, but it's just a case of I need to remember to use this. And my hands do get dry very often, so I just don't know why I don't take care of myself a little bit better. So yeah, I do need to be a little bit better in that sense. There is also, I feel like, a bit of an air bubble in here, so I feel like I've used up a little bit more product than it's actually visibly showing because of an air bubble. But it's fine. It still doesn't excuse the fact that I'm not actually using this product as much as I should. This is also one of my favorite scents from the Rituals like company. I do really like this one, and I can see myself buying this one again and other products from Rituals. It's something more that I would buy as like a treat for myself rather than something that I'd buy all the time, because they're a more expensive company, again, understandable. So, but yeah, it's a nice product. I just need to remember to use it more. The last four products, all hair products. So first one is this Red Ken Acidic Bonding Concentrate. The reason I have it upside down is because I store it upside down, so it's easy to get product out. I cannot see for the life of me how much product's in here, because it is actually very dark, and it's a very like, it's that sort of very like opaque bottle. So it's really difficult for me to see where I am with this, but just know I have used this, especially the last couple of months. If I remember to use it more often, I can probably get it done by the finale, and it will just be a case of me trying to use this like every time I shower, or every like once a week. And even if I use it once a week, I'm pretty sure I can get this product used up and used out of my collection. And it would be nice. I think I've had this since the start of 2024, because that's when I bleached my hair, and since then I've not bleached ever again. But I got this at the time because I bought a load of products for that my colored hair at the time, because I wanted it. And then this was, I don't know if this was like a free product that I got, or if it was just something that was really recommended to buy, so I bought it. It is a good product. It does make my hair feel very soft once I'm done using this product, and I love that about this. I just don't know if I can necessarily justify spending that much money again on a hair mask, when I feel like there's other hair masks available that are probably slightly cheaper. Obviously, I know this is more like a bonding concentrate, so it's different than what a typical hair mask potentially could be, because every product has different thing to it. But I like this so far. I love what it's done for my hair. I just, again, the more often, like, I just need to remember to use them often, which is just like more like, yeah, it's just the story of my life. The other product from Redken I have is this One United like leave-in conditioning sort of treatment, and I love this. I use this all the time once I've washed my hair, and I use a couple of spritz of this, and still I've used this for so long and I've still got so much product left in here. I think I've got definitely about like this much, roughly about that much product at least left in here. I really liked using this actually. It does make my hair feel nice and soft. And I always use this on my wet hair. So as soon as I'm done showering, I'll obviously like towel dry my hair. I'll use my one other like hair serum that I use. Then I'll use this on my ends, and then I'll just like brush it all out and then go in with my hairdryer. So just like dry my scalp and then move on. But I actually really like this product. I do feel like I'm more of a, like, I need a leave-in conditioner type of product for my hair to feel like soft for most part of it, and this is actually a good option. If you guys know of any like good similar type of products that are more like affordable, especially those that are available in the UK, please let me know, because I'm always looking for something new to try. And I really like this. I've still got a couple of months to go with this product, so I won't be rushing out to buy anything just yet. But this was a really good product. I really like this, and I really would like to try something else similar to this again. I have been loving this scalp serum from Fable and Main since I discovered the brand, I want to say in 2023. I've always wanted to try stuff from there, and then I think in 2024 I bought like a little like proper like set from them to try, and they were like just mini products. And then I really like this serum, so I ended up buying like the full size right at the end of 2024, and I've had this since. And it's generally just because, one, I don't want to use it up because it's such a good product and it's expensive, but two, it's something that I sometimes do forget to use as well. I've made like a line of where I am. This product wasn't an issue in the project. I just replaced this with something else, or replace another product with this. But this is sort of where I am now. You can kind of see that here as well. I've got steady use on this product, and I love what this does to my hair. It just makes my scalp feel really cleansed after I've showered. And usually after the shower, once I'm like proper So once I've actually used a product on my scalp, once I've washed my hair, there is like my hair just performs differently. I have more volume, but also it just makes my hair feel very soft and shiny. I love that. I will definitely buy this product time and time again, because if there is something that I love, it's definitely this product. And I love how it's got like a bit of like desi culture to it too. I know that I think they're Indian, but they're like a brother and sister who own the brand, but they do a really good job with adding like elements of the culture within, and I love that so much about this brand. I think that's why this brand also really like sticks out to me, and I'll always gravitate towards the brand. I would love also PR from them. That would be so cool. Like, because they generally do have some really good products, and I do enjoy using what I can. But yeah, I've still got another couple months with this, and I think I can potentially be done with this by the finale. But again, let's see. The last product is Olaplex hair oil. This is the number 7 bonding oil. This has only got 30 mils in it, but I feel like this will last me well over like the finale. So I have marked where I was. So initially I like, where's the markings on? Initially I was like up here, but this is where I am now. So you can see a bit of a difference. Like there is some use in this product, but I do typically forget to use this because I mean, I don't really have a good reason for it. I just forget to use it when I can. But when I do use it, my hair does feel nice. But I need to be careful with how much I use. Sometimes I do use a little bit too much, and then it does like have a weird feeling on the hair, and the hair kind of like not clumps up, but then it kind of just it just, you know, when you guys would know, like when you oil your hair, it kind of like sticks together, and you can kind of see that it's got like a wet look to it. Basically just does that to my hair, but it is a good hair oil. Actually, I do like this. I'm just trying to avoid buying from certain brands, and I think Olaplex is one of them. And also it's a very expensive hair oil, which I don't really mind buying, but I think this one cost like well over £20. um so I don't know if I would justify buying this one because it's not my favorite, because I still prefer the Shimura one over this, but it's not like a bad hair oil. But yeah, that's everything that I have. This is a very long-winded product video, but that's just because I haven't done an update for like several months, I feel like. But yeah, this is like just before the finale. So in April, there'll be like a final update on these products. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use up the rest of the 12 products that I have. It will be interesting. I hope I can use them up. If I can't, nothing can be done about that. But I'm not gonna like dwell on that too much. I'm just gonna use what I can, and like what I can't, it's fine. Like I'm still gonna use up the product. It'll just be at the product pan, which is fine. The main goal for this product was to use as much as I can, and I also know that I won't be doing the Project 50 uses, not Project 50 uses, but the 50 shades of from April for the following, like with the following color, because I know what the color is. I'm not gonna spoil it for those who don't know, but it's just not something I know I'm gonna get stuck and I'm gonna give up after like a month or two. So rather than doing that, I'm just not gonna bother. I'm gonna just leave it with this project, and once I'm done, I'm done. And in the future, if I feel like it, I might join this product again. If there is another color that I would be willing to do, it's just not the one, not the one for the new color. I'm not gonna do that, but it's gonna be fun. You guys will really enjoy that. Just it's just not gonna be for me. But that was everything for this video. God, that was so long. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the finale. Bye.